Yeah, this place needs no introduction. TPC Sawgrass. Pleasure to be here today. We went to the beach and figured out I want to chip and putt a little bit. I've been focusing on my long game quite a bit, so my short game didn't really feel the best lately. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to repair it. And the four things I'm always watching is, am I close enough to the ball? Is my shaft pitch high enough? How's my grip going? Is my backswing fast enough? And I've got a couple checkpoints, and I've noticed that through all this shallowing work for my full swing, it creeped into my short game, and now I'm not steep enough anymore. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually putting my hand more over. I'm going to get a weaker grip, and I'm going to release a little bit earlier, and I'm hoping that that was the culprit to my mediocre chip shots lately. So normally I have my grip here, so I'm going to go a little bit more over. I'm going to release a little bit earlier, see how it goes. I think it's okay to struggle at times, even with your strength. Chipping is my strength. So again, like if I get my grip too strong, if I get too far away from the ball, or if my backswing is slow, these are the things I check on. Right hand more over, and then just kind of figure out from there. One thing you gotta know about Florida, it is the hardest place on the planet to chip from. Super grainy greens. It's getting better already, clearly. Having a weaker grip, I'm forcing myself to refrain from pulling on the handle too long, as the club face would be too open. If I get a weaker grip, I'm going to have to get that release sorted. Alright, it's much better already. It is so soft here and grainy. Even though I'm spanking the bounce into the ground, the conditions of the turf makes it almost unavoidable to not create a divot. This ball's sitting up a little bit more. So yes, I am changing my grip for the short game. I don't know any world-class short game player that has a strong grip. It doesn't exist. They're either neutral or slightly weak. Alright, let's go over there. So that shot is even harder. We got less green to work with. The green doesn't slope up anymore. It kind of slopes away from you. If I wanted to hit the ball even higher, I'm going to get my right hand even more over. And I'm forcing myself to throw the club and cast the club even earlier. Let's do that. It's going to go higher. I have to use more club head speed then. Once again, as soon as your grip goes from a neutral or a weak grip to a strong grip, you force yourself to pull on the handle to not hit the ball left. The ball will come out too low and there will be a divot. All right. No chance to hit that ball onto the green and stop it. That was good contact. And if I wanted to go all the way to the last flag, you can hit that shot. Right, so now I can make changes. I can go into a neutral or slightly strong grip with the handle moving forward, and I can hit the ball in there low with the handle drag. Just have to land it on the green. Let's do it again. So that would be your typical mediocre short game guy. Handle forward, ball back, handle drag, and you get these very steep divots that go steep into the ground. If you don't hit the ball absolutely perfect, we know exactly what happens. So I prefer hitting these shots with a neutral to weak grip, and even I sometimes go really weak to test my release. So the ball's going to come off softer now, so I'm just going to throw it further up with more club head speed, aka longer backswing. friend of mine hangs out with, what's his name? Who won the US Open 2005? Geoff Ogilvy. And Geoff Ogilvy, they practice sometimes together in Phoenix. And he told me, and my friend is a +2 handicap, so he's a good golfer. He told me that Geoff always practices around the greens with a 50-degree wedge or 51, and he teaches himself to use his hands properly to get a very inefficient strike with a lot of loft. And then once he goes back to a lob wedge, it's a piece of cake. And let's have a quick look at his final pitch shot on the 18th hole at Winged Foot when he won the British when he won the US Open. Have a look at this pitch shot. I mean, you can clearly see how he's releasing the club. And that is hours and hours of practicing with a lower lofted club to deliver, let's call them the Spanish hands. It's not easy because the ball wants to jump. It's a 50-degree wedge. So, but that's really good practice. We're going to go to a long flag here again. Weak grip, early release. Yeah, I just landed in the upslope. But look how wet this green is here. I mean, like, if you want to zoom in real quickly, there's water coming up. And I remember the first time I went to Florida and I got introduced to the Bermuda grass. Man, oh man, I was lost. I was the hand drag guy from Germany. Here it is again. Strong grip, ball back, handle forward. Right shoulder dips down. Has to. It's not up anymore. We'll talk about that in a second. And then the ball comes off hot. And right now the greens are pretty slow, and I smashed into the slope, and it turned out to be just 5-6 feet long, so great shot. But in March, when the TPC Player Championships are on, you got no chance. A lot of people are afraid of this early release. I've talked numerous times, and the reason why they're afraid is if you have your right shoulder lower for years and for the first time learn to release it, you're going to bottom out too far back here. So the matchup for the weak grip and the early release is always the right shoulder being higher and the trail shoe being a little bit more back. Look how nice that comes off with a 50-degree wedge. I mean, that's just gorgeous. So, if you are struggling with your short game, weaken your grip a lot. Learn to release it this way. It's kind of doing it on its own. Get closer to the ball, shaft pitch more up. Faster backswings. We're going to talk about that one more time here in a second too. Another reason why people do struggle a lot with short game and have that jerky handle drag is because their backswing is very slow and short. And then they remember, I want to hit it 40 yards, so I need to accelerate. Like that. That's obviously exaggeratedly shown. Probably a good drill to practice your impact alignments for the full game, for the full swing, but not for short game. So let's do it again. Maybe not as violent, but short and then acceleration. Acceleration of the handle. That leads to low ball flights. So not only is the right hand over a principal mine, neutral at minimum, if not slightly weak, and a longer, faster backswing with the club face, not with the handle, but with the club face, is absolutely key. Just comes off so nice. No divot, bounce, the sound is different. Let's go over here. Let's see if we can go 50-degree to this flag. Super weak grip. I'll show you here one more time. Super over. Handle is pretty upright, and then that's it. It's all the hands. Club face is perfectly on plane. Club face bounces out of the ground. 50-degree wedge. Pretty. If you can do that, we'll go back to a lob wedge now. I've trained myself. So another way to repair mode, troubleshoot your short game, is take an 8-iron, take a 9-iron, and learn to pitch as high as you can. Then you go back to your lob wedge, and things are easy. Yeah, that's, I mean, so nice now. Let's go to this flag there again. I literally have not practiced any short game for 3 months. I was really focusing on my full game, and you can see like I was a little unsure there and it wasn't as clean, but now by just putting my right hand over and applying every must-have principle in my short game, it's coming back nicely there again. Oh, that was the perfect one. Ooh. Fun. Yeah, so love teaching short game. It might be my favorite pastime, to be honest. Let's go 8-iron. Why not? So here it is, 8-iron. Clearly, this is just, you know, like another way of the athletic golf project. We make things clear to you and available to you by picking the right exercises. Right hand over, fast back swings with the club face, not with the handle. And we're gonna figure out to get this 8-iron to pop up. I think I hit that one with a hosel. Let's do it again. That's sitting down too. That's a hard one. Ooh, that scares me. I don't think that would be possible if you didn't play blades. Yeah, it's hard. I'll give myself a chance for the long flag. That might be possible. Watch my Severiano Ballesteros skill out of the bunker. Same stuff. He says clearly, short game's too easy with the sand wedge and lob wedge. That was nice. A little bit long. And maybe from right here, a little upslope, not gonna lie. You can see that maybe in the camera. But a chip with an 8-iron. Right hand is over. Fast backswing, short backswings, obviously. This is a very short shot. Yeah, a lot of people can't do that height with a sand wedge because they have the hands forward, grip is strong, they have a short backswing, and they pull on it. So yeah, I think that concludes the video today. Hope you enjoyed it. Structured, weak grips, you're gonna have short game magic. Shaft pitch more upright, you're gonna have short game magic. Faster, longer backswings with the wrists, you're gonna have short game magic. And last but not least, practice with low lofter clubs, trying to lift it up in the air. That's easier said than done. And in a couple of weeks of practice, you're gonna thank me. See you soon. Like and subscribe.